As soon as I start recording, my cat is playing right at the base of my tripod, and that is why the camera is wiggling. Would you mind moving, please? And thank you. What's up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Becoming a 5-Star Stylist. This will be part 2 of adopting celebrity archetypes to implement into your business strategy with some fun options to choose from. Last week we talked about Beyonce, who most recently won Artist of the Year as well as Best Country Album. Shout out to her, and Black History Month. And this week we're going to be talking about a queen from a different castle, Bad Gyal Rih Rih, BKA Rihanna. So as this series progresses, I want to continue to improve upon my approach and kind of implement how we can incorporate this into our business strategy, particularly as hairstylists. So jumping straight into it, we're going to talk about the fact that Rihanna is very inspirational. So she's a story of rags to riches, which we always love. And though Rihanna is not particularly a strong singer, she's a phenomenal recording artist. And before you take it as shade, Rihanna is one. Britney Spears is another one. Phenomenal. Someone who knows their voice extremely well and is able to market that and utilize the sound that she creates to make music. And the other thing is the confidence. These three things together make people want to be like her, make people feel as though even if we don't have all the components to becoming the perfect whatever, we can still utilize the gifts that we have to excel in our given industry. Now, how does this relate to being a 5-star stylist? Early in my career, before I considered myself talented at all, and before I had any of the heavy hitting skills that I've acquired over the years of investing and learning, I made sure to always be on time and prompt and communicative with my client base. And even though there were weaknesses in my overall approach to being a hairstylist, there were strengths that I was able to excel at that went far beyond what my peers were doing. And that's how I was able to remain a standout. So that's just one way that you can incorporate what you have until you get to where you're going, so that you're always making progress. Number 2 is Rihanna is familiar. So by that, I mean that we feel like we know her through interviews, through social media. Everything that she does feels very cheeky, she's so funny, she's so silly. We feel like we could text her. We feel like we can call her because she's so relatable. She's accessible on social media. We see her on so many different platforms that if we wanted to spend hours going through Rihanna's catalog and music, or her Fenty, Savage by Fenty lingerie line, or her Fenty beauty line, all of these different mediums, or her social media presences, we have all of these different mediums, and also the fashion shows that she does with her Savage line. So she's so accessible and so consumable, so digestible, that it makes it relatable and it makes us want to support whatever she does next. If Rihanna came out with a line of pillows and whatever under the Fenty name, we already know it, we already love it, we already trust it, and that is key because in doing so, now she's already a household name. It's just like, oh yeah, let's see what the Rihanna pillows are like. How does this relate to being a hairstylist? Well, it's about being available on social media, or on as many mediums of media as possible. So just last week, I had a brand new client who came to me and she said, oh, I was able to click through all of your social media and I've learned so much about you. Now, part of me paused because I'm like, what was she looking at? But also, everything under Hair by Ra is exactly what I want people to know about me. So it's my different passions, it's my skill set, it's what I'm learning, it's what I'm doing, it's what I'm working through, it's transparency, it's vulnerability, it's humor. It's all of the different things that are me, that have not so much to do with hair, but just me as a person, because I am just another stylist in a sea of stylists, and I am in Metro Detroit where we have tons and tons of hairstylists. That being said, what can I do to be a standout? Because it's nothing to find someone who can do hair, but it's another thing to find someone that you can trust with your money, you can trust with your time, you can trust is going to communicate with you and not make you feel bad after your appointment. So it's things like that that make the overall experience better. Number 3, Rihanna is badass. Okay? So I say that because over the span of nearly 20 years of a career, Rihanna does not care. And we learned this very early on. We thought, oh, it's just a bad girl phase. Good girl gone bad. Good girl went bad and never came back, actually. And after so many years of pushback and judgment and criticism and disapproval, Rihanna finally broke through to the masses that whatever you say about me does not matter. And so to bring that to our industry as hairstylists, again, I have to refer to the video that I went viral on TikTok about. I used some really strong language, and some people got it and some people didn't. And I still battle back and forth with how much I care about that. But most importantly, the message was something that I won't take back, that I won't renege on. And my point in saying that is, you be you. The people that get it will get it. But if you continue to flip-flop and decide, this is what I'm for, oh, I take that back. Actually, I'm sorry, y'all. I didn't mean to offend these people here. This is what I'm for. What is it? If you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. So it's important for you as a stylist to own who you are. And that translates to services, specifically services. If you're going to be doing a million different hairstyles, you'll be a master of none, as they say. And if you're catering to 1,000 different types of people at 1,000 different price points, who really are you? So it's important to have some identity. And yes, you're probably going to step on some toes along the way, but hey, they need to put on steel-toed shoes. This is a construction site, okay? Number 4 is that Rihanna balances humility and confidence while always remaining a girl's girl. So if you watch any Rihanna interview within the last 3-4 years specifically, whenever she walks towards someone who's about to interview her, they give her compliments. She gives compliments back. Sometimes she does it even before they do. And she's just very warm. And though she's a billionaire, a success, a humongous superstar, the money does not define who she is. She's still Bad Gyal Rih Rih from Barbados. She's just dressed really, really well now. That's the only difference. And so being able to be relatable and not let the acceleration and growth of your career change who you are is very intentional work, because as the money continues to come in, you're going to feel different. You're going to be a little bit more selective, and that's okay. There's no issue with that. But when you're able to stay true to who you are, it makes it less likely that people are going to judge you so harshly. Not that we care that much about judgment, but the game is to be able to give people medicine with a spoonful of sugar to make the medicine go down. And so before you go off and try and judge who I am and who I'm becoming, let me tell you that you look wonderful today. And I hope you're feeling great, because I love the way I feel. It's that sweetness and that charisma that really make it so much easier to navigate through life. And that's something that I admire about Rihanna. I don't know if it's real or not, but it feels authentic, because again, this is almost 20 years that we've seen this woman blossom and become a mother and a mogul. And so who we are does not define who we have to be. At any given moment, you can decide that you want to be sweeter, kinder, more charismatic, more empathic, more generous, more kind, more sympathetic. Anything that you want, you can become. And so Rihanna's an inspiration to me for that reason. And last but not least, Rihanna is unafraid to pivot. And part 2 of that is that she's unafraid to fail forward. So Rihanna came out as a pop star, a music icon. She came out singing. Personally, when I heard her first single, I thought she was going to be a one-hit wonder. I tell everyone this because she made me eat my words, and I respect people who make me eat my words. She came out, she had Honda Replay, right? That was her first single. And I was thinking, oh, this is going to be fun for the summer. It must have been summer 2006. And she just kept coming harder and harder and harder and harder and turned me into a fan. And that's what I respect. She solidified herself as a musician and then turned around and got the Mac Viva Glam collaboration, only to turn around and create her very own makeup line, a historical makeup line that had all of these extensive shades that catered to different complexions, from the darkest shades to the palest of white shades. And that's phenomenal in and of itself. And that was built upon the foundation of music. Since then, she's also created a phenomenal, accessible lingerie line that is everywhere on the planet and also accessible online. These are huge successes that, again, have absolutely nothing to do with her music. The point in this is that if you're able to pivot and not be too afraid to turn corners and let your career blossom and grow, you will be shocked at what it could become. I am someone who gets very, very comfortable, and I hold on tightly to what I love. And so the one of the biggest pivotal moments of my career was when I started working at a salon in Birmingham. And I started working at that salon with zero confidence, no client base, in a commission-based salon. And there was nothing to do but fail forward. The very first thing that happened to me in my career in that experience is that the owner, who had become a mentor to me, gave me this wig. It was raw hair. I had never seen raw hair in my life. And she said, "Oh, just silk this out for me and then tell me what it costs." First of all, you just put money in my pocket like this? I've never seen this in my life. The point is, it took me hours to straighten this wig. It was 4 bundles of raw hair. And all these years later, of course, I know how to do it properly. But at the time, I was using my little ceramic iron, not doing anything, curling this wig with no layers in it. It was horrible. But the point is, I took a leap of faith. I decided to pivot, enter a whole new territory that could have made or broken me. And I just learned as much as I could from it. And trust me, there were tears. There were tears. But what's most inspirational about someone like Rihanna is that she's unafraid to go into brand new territory and do her best to take up space and dominate and utilize all of the aforementioned attributes so that she can continue to fail forward. What Fenty is today, what Rihanna is today, is not what it was when it began. She's not who she was 20 years ago when she was an undiscovered artist. And so the thing that I love most and why I'm so inspired by Rihanna is that whatever you want to say about Rihanna, she is happy. She is curvy and full and beautiful and gorgeous. And her man is happy and her sons are happy. Everybody's blessed over there. And if you would have told her 25 years ago that this is where she would be in 2025, I don't know if she would have believed it. But if I were to tell you today that you could be a happy, beautiful, gorgeous billionaire by 2050, what would you say to that? Because I don't know what I would say. I don't know. But what I do know is that everything in life teaches. And so whether you're referencing Rihanna or Beyonce or any other sensation that is dominating in their industry, learn from it. Look at them, see what they're doing, see what you love, see what you hate about them, and let it all teach you. That's what life is all about. This is all an extension of my program, the 5-Star Stylist, which is available on the school platform, which I will put a link right here for you. I am extremely passionate about taking up space in my industry. I'm a hairstylist from Detroit, Michigan, and I have already recognized how much I've grown in my career, and this is only the beginning for me. And I'm finally at a space now where I've hit 15 years professionally, and I want to help other people, because who I was 15 years ago and who I am now are night and day. And if I can help one person, I'm satisfied. But baby, I'm helping way more than one. I have some big goals. The 5-Star Stylist Program is a program that teaches soft skills to hairstylists. It teaches you everything on putting a ribbon around your approach to business. There's one thing to be a skilled stylist. Skilled stylists come a dime a dozen. But if you're catering to a particular client base, they want more than skill. They want 5-star treatment. There's one thing to sell a Toyota Corolla. There's another thing to sell a Rolls Royce. And if you sit and think about that for a little while and try to implement what it would take to sell a Rolls Royce and implement that into your business, that's the first step towards becoming a 5-star stylist. If you love anything about this video, comment below. If you want to hear me talk about another artist, put their name in the comments below. And if you've gotten this far, put a blue heart in the comments to match my denim jacket, and I will talk to you soon.